of the 2025 primary election. My name is Pete Wilson. I'm the editor of the Telegram newspaper, and that's part of Total Media. Myself and other members of the Total Media team are reporting from Total Media's John Pelletier studio this evening. Our main job, of course, is to announce the election returns from both Jackson County and Vinton County, and we will do it just as soon as they are available. I promise that. Telegram multimedia journalist Jeremiah Shaver is joining me here in Jackson County. There he is. Hello, Jeremiah. Along with our silent but very important partner on the other side of the board, Hayden Milliken, who is manning our production board and making sure our broadcast works as it should. In Vinton County, veteran Telegram staff writer Red Thompson Jr. is stationed there at the Board of Elections. He will be reporting the local election results from Vinton County. We plan to file reports at least every 15 minutes to make sure we are current as possible reporting the returns. In between, there will be regular programming such as music. As I speak now, it is just past 8 p.m., and this will constitute our first report. We don't have anything to report yet, but we expect it soon. Our second report will be made at 8:15 p.m., the third at 8:30, and so on until the final results are known and delivered to you over the airwaves. So every 15 minutes, we will be on the air if you want to check on again, off again, to see where we are on this election. 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, and so on around the clock until we're done. All across Ohio, the polls close at 7:30 p.m., just a half hour ago. We do expect to get our first returns almost any time, so please stay tuned. Normally, in recent years, we only get 2 reports, and we can't predict when either will happen. However, we do expect the first batch of returns from the Jackson County Board of Elections fairly soon, hopefully within the next half hour, maybe even the next 15 minutes. As for the complete results, that is anybody's guess. However long it takes, we will be here until we receive those final results and then announce them. In conjunction with our radio broadcast, which of course, 96.7 FM, and on the Total Media app, there is also live video coverage in sync with this, with the radio, which can be accessed on 2 Facebook pages, the Telegram Facebook page, the Telegram News, and the Jeremiah Shaver Telegram News Facebook page. We're also on the Total Media app. But I earnestly provide our audience with this warning: we all have faces that are better suited to the radio, but you're here, and this is what we have. As for tonight's election in Jackson County, it's going to be a quiet night as far as volume goes, and there's actually no issues involving candidates. In Vinton County, the most important interest is focused on a countywide race there. In Jackson County, the most interest is focused on the city income tax issue in Jackson County. Beyond our local counties, there's certainly a lot of interest and attention on other things, but as of right now, our interest is going to be, of course, Jackson and Vinton counties and reporting the results. We will be monitoring the Secretary of State's website for statewide results, and in that case tonight, it's only State Issue 2, a state constitutional amendment, that is on the ballot. Immediately after the results are known, we will be posting them on the Telegram's website at thetelegramnews.com and also the Telegram's Facebook page, so you can check there later. On the newspaper side, we will follow up with more in-depth coverage in Saturday's print edition. Yes, our paper comes out on Wednesday, but because of our print deadlines, which are actually late Tuesday afternoon, we can't get any election news in that Wednesday paper, but we will make up for it with more in-depth coverage on Saturday. On Wednesday, listeners can hear summary reports on the local election results on our newscast on the radio starting tomorrow morning with Matt McKee, and then on the noon and evening newscasts as well. Total Media also includes Main Street TV, as I hope you know. Our plans are to talk about the election on the morning show. We always do a news segment that will be hosted by Main Street TV host Jennifer Ratcliffe. We've also been told by the Jackson County Board of Elections to expect 2 reports, maybe at best 3. The first is expected to come in very soon. It will include all the early in-person votes in the county and most of the absentee votes. The second report will include all the votes, and the second part of the votes that we don't have on the first part will be all the votes that were made today at the polling places in Jackson, Wellston, and Oak Hill. That is the way it's broken down in recent years, and that's the way it will probably go tonight. I talked earlier this evening with Jackson County elections director Margaret Casey, and she thought that the first report of early in-person votes and some absentee votes, we might get that as early as 8:15. So we'll see. We also anticipate the same for the Vinton County results. There could be one report or two, and usually they run a little bit ahead of Jackson County. We'll see how that goes tonight. However it plays out, what we do from year to year may change, but our goal is the same. That's to bring you the local election results accurately, but also as fast as we can, and we will stay with it until the deed is done, however long it may take. We also wish to thank the local elections officials at the Jackson County Board of Elections who have worked hard to conduct the election and provide us with the results so we could pass them on to you. We credit Elections Director Margaret Casey and the board members Carmel Johnson, Kaida Newell, Elaine Sweetman, and Debbie Canner. In Vinton County, we would also like to thank in advance Elections Director Melissa Hale, Deputy Director Marie Reffett, and board members Bernice Minton, Barbie Hammond, Sandy Fee, and Tony Rose. So, the table is set. It's just a matter of waiting for the votes to be counted and handed over to us so we can report them to you. The polls close, as we said, at 7:30 p.m., so it's likely that many of those votes that were cast at the polling places today are on their way to the Board of Elections office here in Jackson. Once again, as soon as we get them, we will pass them on to you. Two promises that we will make, we always make. We'll pass the results on to you just the minute that we get them, and we'll stay on the air until we're done, no matter how long it takes. We will be back at 8:15 with our next report. Perhaps we'll have some returns from both Jackson and Vinton counties at that time. You are listening to live election returns from Jackson and Vinton County on WKOV 96.7 FM. From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit theteleGramNews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it. From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit theteleGramNews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it. From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023. Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023. Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023. Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it.
Kicks 96 FM. And now, once again, let's go live to Pete Wilson, Jeremiah Shaver, Jeff Thacker, and Red Thompson.
All right, we're back here in the John Pelletier studio, and luckily for us, we do have some reports to give from Jackson County. First of all, I want to state that these results constitute all of the early in-person votes cast before Election Day, plus a good part of the absentee votes. Some absentee votes probably have not been counted that came in very late, but these are early in-person votes and absentee votes. What percentage of the total vote it is, we don't know, but we're guessing it's less than half. All right, first, Jackson City income tax is leading at this point. 153 votes for the income tax, 131 votes against. That is a 22 vote difference. If you break it down percentage-wise that way, almost 54% in favor of the income tax, 46% against. Remember, we have all the votes still coming in that were cast today. Very, very light turnout in the city of Jackson, although the percentage is greater than it is elsewhere in the county. As a matter of fact, there are 3,919 registered voters in the city of Jackson in the early in-person voting and the absentee voting that we've counted so far. Only 7.4% turnout constituted there. So we will be following that. Once again, the Jackson City income tax is a 1.5% income tax. It's a continuation of an income tax that was first approved by the voters in 2020. This is just for extending it for a continuous period. The only way that if the tax is approved, the only way that it would be taken off would be by a vote of city council or through the referendum process. In this case, there's no sunset clause, there's no expiration period, it's for a continuing period of time. But right now, the income tax, after failing in the general election of 2024, is leading at this point in the primary election. Several other things are on the ballot in Jackson County, several local tax levies, and then we'll go to issue 2 statewide and local on how that's going. And Jeremiah Shaver will bring us up to date on those local tax levies first.
Very good, Pete. In the village of Colton, they had a cemetery levy. For the tax levy, 11 votes. Against the tax levy, 2 votes. In Franklin Township, there was a fire levy. For the tax levy, 32 votes. Against the tax levy, 11 votes. And in Lick Township, they also had a fire protection levy as well. For the tax levy, 27 votes. Against the tax levy, 12 votes. And then moving into State Issue 2, the yeses have it currently with 354 votes to no. That's 203 votes, Pete.
All right, well, that is a nice lead in Jackson County. Remember, though, the State Issue 2 is a statewide thing, so this is just a speck of the total vote. And, of course, most of the votes, the majority of them, I'm sure, are going to come in on that second report that we have on votes that were cast actually at the polls today. Jeremiah is going to check, as I'm speaking here, on the statewide total to see how we're doing on State Issue 2, because that, of course, is the important bottom line there. Anything you see, Jeremiah?
Yeah, no, we do have some results on the state website here for State Issue 2. Once again, we're going to go into those. Yeses are leading here too, Pete. 144,317 votes. Yes, and then 59,501 for no.
Okay,
is where it stands currently.
That is more than a 2-to-1 majority statewide. Not quite as much in Jackson County, but still a big edge there for State Issue 2. And so that looks like, if you go by the early voting at least, or at least the early reporting votes, it looks like that Issue 2 is going to be victorious. But all eyes, especially in the city of Jackson, on this city income tax vote. Of course, Jackson City Council, Mayor Randy Evans, the citizens group called Citizens for Jackson have all pushed a little harder this time to get the income tax passed after that defeat in the 2024 general election. It wasn't a huge defeat, but it was a defeat. The tax is still being collected because the 5-year period after the first approval expires at the end of this calendar year, 2025. So This is actually not even the last time they could put it on, but they would like to get that passed this time. What the proponents of the tax have said is, if they say just look around, look at the streets that are paved, look at some of the infrastructure projects that have been done, the new water lines and so forth. Now, a lot of that money is grant money, but you need to be able to leverage that money with some local money as well. And of course, there's things that the city has done on its own as well, with money, frankly, that they would not have had not that income tax passed in 2020. So I know Mayor Randy Evans, in getting out in front of this issue, supporting the income tax, proposing or touting its approval a second time around. What he has said is that, we will continue the street paving program, which has been going on since 2021. Also do more infrastructure and improvement work, even get into a lot of sidewalks in the town as well, clean up the town, demolish some properties. He feels that the best endorsement of the tax is just simply what has been done so far. And he says, the alternative, there is no alternative, because the way the laws of Ohio go, that is the way cities need to fund themselves, other than maybe property tax levies. And the truth is, an income tax money in Jackson will produce a lot more than a property tax levy. It would take a lot of mills to equal what comes in on that 1.5% city income tax. Also, in addition to the infrastructure, the street paving, all that, the city income tax now completely supports a portion of the tax, completely budgets the Jackson Police Department. And the police department, of course, had some big cuts just before the income tax was passed because of the funding levels were lost because of what the state will allow money to be used for. And now the police department is doing very well under the under the staffing levels that it once had, 8-10 years ago, but still adequately staffed. And Police Chief Brett Hinch, and I know the police department, feel that they're doing very well protecting the city, and they feel that they are adequately funded. If there was not an income tax, it would definitely affect the funding for the police department. So I know that they are paying attention on that, the police department and all those who feel that they need the support. All right, I believe we have Red Thompson on the line. Okay, we are going to go ahead and talk to Red Thompson for a very short time. I don't know whether Red has anything yet, but he has arrived up there at the Vinton County Board of Elections. And Red, are you hearing anything about the vote in Vinton County?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Red Thompson from the Vinton County Board of Elections. It's a cool evening. Yes, we have. Votes are still coming in. A delegation from Harrison Township just rolled in with their votes, so they're still back there counting them. And the issues in Vinton County are about public safety. The 4/10 of a levy tax for the countywide public safety communication system. That's for the 911, for radios, for the CAD system, and it's for all the public agencies, law enforcement, EMS, all the first responders in the county. And, I've talked to the proponents of this issue, and it's a big county, Vinton County, it's spread out, it's rural, so communications during an emergency, it's really important, and they're really hoping, I know the Sheriff's Department, Sheriff Ryan Kane, and everybody's hoping that, county voters will come together and support this. They feel it's really important in a world of internet communications. They certainly need this type of system. So it's hopeful for that. We'll keep an eye on that tonight. That is countywide. And in Wilkesville Township, public safety is also on the ballot. 1.5 mil renewal, and that's for firefighters, emergency medical operations provided by the Wilkesville Fire Department, and that's for all the firefighting equipment, underwater rescue, recovery, and all of the things that go into fighting fires and having public safety. So certainly the proponents of both of those feel like they're both worthy of voter approval. but I think the turnout was light in Benton County today as well. But there were our votes coming in still. That could have been the last time. There may be one or two more, but votes are coming in, and we'll just keep an eye on these important issues for Benton County. I know anyone that's involved in emergency services is interested in this election tonight, and you never know when you might have an emergency, so we'll see how it plays out, Pete.
All right, well, that very good. Thank you, Red Thompson, for reporting and kind of setting the table for us. We're going to take a little break now. We're very close to our next report, which will be roughly around 8:30, maybe a little bit after, since we took up nearly the whole 15-minute box on this last report, since we had some votes to give you. But we will follow up on some of the things that are on the ballot. If we're fortunate enough to get any more votes in, we'll certainly pass those along to you as well. But the important bottom lines in the city of Jackson, the city income tax, the 1.5% city income tax, is ahead after the first batch of votes in, the early in-person and most of the absentee votes by a vote of 153 to 131. Also, the fire levies in both Lick and Franklin Townships are winning big, as is the cemetery levy in Colton. But a cautionary word, it's early. We feel, even though we don't know for sure until they come in, we feel that the majority of votes will come later. Those are the votes that were cast today at the polling places. So for Jeremiah Shaver, Red Thompson Jr., and Hayden Milligan, we will take a break, and we will be back at 8:30 p.m. or just a little bit after. From breaking news to heartwarming stories, a telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegrammnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, a telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegrammnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing.
Oak Hill, Jackson, Wellston, and MacArthur, a Total Media radio station.
Okay, we're back for our report on at the 8:30 hour, actually 8:32 p.m. as we come back. No new votes in from either Jackson or Vinton counties. Of course, we're watching our email, and as soon as we have them, we'll certainly tell you about them. But if you missed our last report, we'll review for you that in Jackson County, we do have votes in on the early in-person voting and also absentee votes. We figure it's most of the absentee votes, but not all, because you could turn absentee votes in as late as today, and they could be postmarked as on Sunday evening even. So all those aren't probably being counted. But the Jackson City income tax, and kind of like the headline issue of the night, leads 153 votes to 131 votes. That's 54% to 46%. Remember, it was defeated in 2024. This issue, if passed, would allow the Jackson City income tax 1.5% to continue for a continued period of time. Other levies, Jeremiah Shaver reviewed those. He's going to do it again, and he's going to give you an important amendment about one of those levies that we haven't told you about yet.
Okay. In the village of Colton, they had a cemetery levy for the tax levy, 11 votes. Against the tax levy, 2. In Franklin Township, they had a fire levy for the tax levy, 32. Against the tax levy, 11. And Lick Township, they also had a fire levy for the tax levy, 27. Against the tax levy, 12. And the amendment that Pete was talking about, us here at the Telegram had published a report and made a little mistake there. We had that there was a renewal in Lick Township for fire protection, when in fact on the ballot it says it is an additional. So maybe you can talk a little more about the difference between a renewal and an additional there, Pete.
Right, 27 votes to 12. Well, it's simple as this. If you have a renewal tax levy, that means that if you vote for it and it gets approved, that the same level of taxation as far as dollars will continue. Even though property values go up, the millage stays the same and the tax collections stay the same. If you have a replacement levy, which is between a renewal levy and an additional levy, the millage stays the same, but it reflects the updated tax values. Remember, property taxes gets reappraised every 7 years on the reappraisal, and every 3 years on a triennial update, I think they call it. And what that means is that you will draw the millage based on the updated property value. So renewal levy stays static in the revenue you bring in, but the replacement levy will reflect the higher property values. In other words, it keeps up with inflation as far as property values. If you have an additional levy or new levy, the word on the ballot is additional, that means that it is taxation that has not been asked for or passed before, or that it's new in that maybe other tax levies were defeated before and you're having to start all over. And that is new taxation, and that's the case in Lick Township.
Right. And just to circle back to those, for those that may not be familiar with the millage on each of those, in the village of Colton, they were seeking a renewal of an existing 2 mill levy for the purpose of maintaining and operating the cemetery, and that's the one they like to say up on the hill there. That is the Colton Village Cemetery. And if this levy is approved, it would run for 5 years, and it would take effect in 2025, first due in 2026. In Franklin Township, they were seeking the renewal of a 1 mil levy for the purpose of providing and maintaining fire protection services. It's for a 5-year period, commencing in 2025, first due in 2026. And in Lick Township, that was also for fire protection, and it was 1.5 mil levy, and it is for a 5-year period commencing 2025, first due in 2026.
Okay, well, very good. We remarked at the top of the show on our first report about the light turnout. Not really a surprise, but talk about it's ultralight. Just let me put those numbers in perspective. There are 20,909 registered voters in Jackson County. In this first batch of votes that we received, and granted, it's probably less than half, there were 565 votes cast out of the 20,909. That is an overall turnout of 2.7% in Jackson County so far. Now, that's going to go up because a lot of the votes, the majority of the votes probably were cast today, not early. But it's a trend, no doubt about it. I remember that, Jeremiah, help me on this. You're younger with your mind there. The turnout in the general election last year, the presidential election, I think it was well over 50%, was it not?
It was high.
I think it was
I
it was
back.
way high above
Yeah,
50%.
especially on election day.
Right, and of course I know there was a lot more on the ballot then, including the presidential election. There were countywide issues and so forth, but still there was a huge turnout, and this time it's very infinitesimal at this point anyway, 2.7%. In the city of Jackson, as we said, only 7.3.7% of the voters of the 3,919 voted early in person on that income tax issue. So we'll see how that goes. No matter what happens on these tax issues across the board, a very tiny minority of the voters are going to determine the outcome, and that's never good. But it is what it is.
Real quick, we didn't touch on state issue 2. For those that may have missed it, these are the Jackson County numbers. 354 voted yes, 203 have voted no, and also have state numbers here which have gone up since the last time that I looked. When I looked before, as far as precincts that were reported in, it was less than 6%, and now we're at a little over 17% of precincts reported in here in the state of Ohio. The yes votes, 180,648. The no votes, 81,613 votes. So the yeses have it in Jackson County as well as across the state right now, Pete.
All right, well, very good. We are going to take a break. We will be back roughly at 8:45 p.m. to update whatever new votes may come in. Honestly, we figure it will still be past 9 o'clock probably till we get the rest of them, maybe beyond. You never know. It's not like a ball game that goes 9 innings or a football game that goes 4 quarters. It goes until it goes. But we will hang in there with you. We'll be back at 8:45 p.m. And if there's new news out of Vinton County, we'll hear from Red Thompson Jr. on that too. From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit theteleGramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it.
From
Zip
Jackson and
Printing.
Benton Counties on Mix 96 FM. And now, once again, let's go live to Pete Wilson, Jeremiah Shaver, Jeff Thacker, and Red Thompson.
All right, we're back here at the 8:46 hour, actually, and Red Thompson Jr. has just buzzed in from Vinton County, and guess what? He says he's got the whole shebang from Vinton County. So, Red, take it away.
We're going to have some happy people on as far as the EMS services and first responder services are concerned. First, these are 20 of 20 in Benton County, and today we had a total of 571 votes in the Public Safety Communication System renewal election, and the levy passed tonight by a count of 350 to 221. That's a 61.30% approval. The 221 represents 38.70 against. As we mentioned earlier, that's important for Sheriff Ryan Kane and Chief Dispatcher, I think they call him Mike Woodham, and we're going to talk to the sheriff. We'll try and get him on the radio tonight if we can. If not, we will certainly follow up with him. There were 59 people voted in Benton County today. 245 voted altogether, and there were 46 absentees. That was to the for, and against there were 150 voted today, 40 absentee voted against it. But overall, it did pass 350 to 221. The fire department in Wilkesville was happy tonight. Their tax levy passed by a 30-13 vote. That's a 69.77% approval rating, as opposed to 30.23 disapproval rating. And that levy is important to firefighting and emergency operations in Wilkesville Township. That's all we have except for the state votes in Benton County. That passed in Benton County as well. As Pete said, that is a statewide issue, so the votes from the big cities will play big into that. But locally, it did pass 333, 58.01% to 241, 41.99%. And that is for infrastructure. So it was a good night for those seeking tax levies, and I'm sure that the sheriff and the other first responders will be happy that the voters have provided money for emergency operations. As I said earlier, you never know when an emergency might happen to you. So it's certainly good for the county. Many people feel, and it's just been a quick night in Benton County. We thank the election board for their quick turnaround and for hosting Total Media tonight.
All right, and Red, do this. I know you already had it in your mind to do this. I know you'll be able to be heading back to the Total Media office to do the newspaper end of our election coverage. But if you can hang around and get the sheriff or some representative of that telecommunications levy, we'll put them on the air in the next segment. And if not, that's okay. I know we'll get a hold of them a little later. But one question that jumps right out. It was defeated in the 2024 general election by a close vote, and it passed very easily this time. So what was the difference? That's a big question for them.
Well, I tend to think that when there's a big turnout like a presidential election, I tend to think that people tend to vote they just vote against tax levies. And I think there's a certain amount of the public that only votes during presidential elections, and people, they tend to focus on the national or the state races, and maybe the tax levies, they just kind of go down and just vote them down, and they don't get to center spot because of the big governor presidential elections. I think the people that, maybe in these smaller elections, they might look at the issue, and it's more of a community thing. It's not a national thing, and I think that they, make their decision on what they feel is best for the community.
Right, there may be the same thing going on. We'll watch as the rest of the Jackson County votes going on the income tax levies, the income tax levy, not the levy, but the income tax issue in the city of Jackson, and also the levies there in Colton, Franklin Township, and Lick Township. But certainly the Jackson City income tax, even though it's not a big lead, it lost the last time, and it is ahead so far in this election. We'll see if that works out. As it did up there in Benton County, and your theory about the turnout being a factor, I would tend to agree with you on that.
I think Benton County, a lot of people up here knows that Benton County is 82% forested. Fires are a problem everywhere, of course, but here in Benton County, they can be, devastating because we have so much wood and so much forest, and it's really important that we get a head start on any kind of fires or anything like that happens. So, and I think the sheriff and everybody associated with this feels that this is the best system to have in place to ensure safety here in the county.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Red Thompson. We are going to take a break now, and we're going to be coming back in just 8 minutes at 9 o'clock. And our unofficial information is that we have the final results from Jackson County. We're going to confirm that, check that, and if we do, boy, you're going to hear them in about 8 minutes, folks. We'll be back. From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, a telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegrammnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, a telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegrammnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Counties on Mix 96 FM WKOV, Oak Hill, Jackson, Wellston, and MacArthur, a Total Media radio station.
Okay, as we hinted, we do have the final results from Jackson County. It's the earliest that I remember getting them in a long time, maybe ever. I don't know. I've been around a long time. It's hard to remember all the years, but we've got the final results.
I would say it's the earliest it's been in several years, Pete.
Okay, we can say that for sure. We've been here after when the clocks turned midnight. But getting right to it, in the city of Jackson, congratulations to everybody who wanted the income tax to pass and who worked to get it passed. You are victorious tonight, not by a big margin. It was very small, but a victory nonetheless. For the income tax in the city of Jackson, 1.5% continuation of the income tax, 311 votes yes, 296 votes no. That is a percentage victory. This is how close it was percentage-wise, 51.2% to 48.8% against. And so the margin percentage-wise actually closed a little bit with the after the votes came in from the in-person voting today at the polls. So the voting was a little bit more favorable on the early in-person voting. So this Jackson City income tax has passed. It was defeated in the 2024 general election. However, it does not expire. The old tax passed in 2020 does not expire until the end of the year. Now this tax will continue indefinitely. It was passed as a continuing tax. And it will continue at that 1.5% rate. It is not a new tax. It is a continuation of the existing 1.5% tax. Money will go for a street paving program, other infrastructure improvement projects. It can help the police and fire departments as well, and it can be used for general operations. But a lot of the money has really gone through two main things: infrastructure and support of the police department. All right, Jeremiah, tell us about the other tax levies in Jackson County, and then pivot to issue 2.
Okay, Pete. The folks in the village of Colton, Franklin Township, and Lick Township should all be excited because all three of those are passing, sir, and we're going to go through each one of those. In the village of Colton, they had a cemetery levy for the tax levy, 18 votes against the tax levy, 3. Franklin Township, they had a fire levy for the tax levy, 78 against the tax levy, 23. Lick Township had a fire levy for the tax levy, 71 against the tax levy, 36. And all those are passing. For as far as issue 2, like it was earlier on with the early voting, still leading 838 votes yes, 482 votes no. And while we're at it, we will pull up the statewide results here and let you know where we are on that as well. Earlier when we tuned in, we had, I said it was 17% of the precincts in, Pete. Now we have a little over 40% of the precincts in here in the state of Ohio. So the numbers still leading with the yes. People are in favor of state issue 2. So 283,383 voted yes, and then 139,19 voted no. So that is where state issue 2 stands. And I don't think we ever mentioned it's to fund public infrastructure capital improvements by permitting the insurance of general obligated bonds. So I don't think we ever talked about that.
No,
that's
we never got to it because
was.
it happened so fast.
Yeah, it did happen so
but
fast.
It's no new taxes. It's a financing thing through the selling of bonds, which is financial stuff. And it's something that was already there. It just needed to be renewed. And the county commissioners here in Jackson County even went so far as passing a resolution to endorse it, sent a news release our way to make sure that they knew, that we knew, and by extension the public would know that it's a good thing. No direct taxation.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Well, very good. I'm going to go over some voter turnout thing, and then we're going to go to Red Thompson Jr. for one last time. He already reported all of his results, but he's going to recap, and I don't know whether he has more information or a guest or not, but we will see. The voter turnout, very, very light. We knew it would be, but in Jackson County, there are 20,909 registered voters. 1,333 cast ballots. Hear me again, 1,333 out of 20,909. That is a 6.4% turnout, actually just a little less than that. Break it down even further by ratio. If there's 20 registered voters standing in front of you, one of them bothered to go to the polls today. In the city of Jackson, where the turnout was, quote, the heaviest, quotes around the heaviest, very important income tax issue, 15.62% of the voters, registered voters, turn out. It's a very, very small percentage. So don't ever think that your vote doesn't count, because the ones who came out, those were the votes that counted, and those were the votes that made the voters that made the decisions today. So once again, to recap in Jackson County before we go to Mr. Thompson in Benton County, all the tax issues won. The Jackson City income tax winning by a mere 15 votes, but a winner nonetheless. The Colton Cemetery levy, a big winner. The Franklin Township fire levy, a big winner. The Lick Township fire levy, a big winner. And if you're thinking about that Jackson City income tax, how close it is that going to be a recount or whatever? Could it change when they count the votes that have not been counted, the late absentees and the provisionals? I would say no. There's certainly not going to be a recount, because it has to be within 0.5%, the difference. And right now it is over 2%. It's about 2.5%. So there will be no recount, and I don't think there'll be enough remaining votes that are going to change that outcome. So there you go. Anything else, Jeremiah?
Yeah, I had somebody ask, do we know outstanding provisionals? Any idea on number of those, or
they did not? They did not give us that information, and I did not ask for that information. They did say that there's always a waiting period before they do what is called the official count. Tonight, it's probably over, but these are unofficial votes. Unofficial. It's not official until they count them again, and then they count the ones that are uncounted, and that's going to happen, within the next couple of weeks, I think, Jeremiah. And that's when we'll know. But usually the provisional and late absentee votes are a tiny percentage of what we already know from tonight.
Okay.
All right, very good. Mr. Hayden over there on the board, if you want to put Mr. Thompson on, we'll see what he has to say as we're about ready to say goodnight.
Good evening, everybody. Red Thompson again. We were trying to get a hold of the Benton County Sheriff's Office to see if someone wanted to come on with us. Apparently, we weren't able to do that, but we will follow up with Sheriff Ryan Kane and Dispatcher Mike Woodruff, who I think was in charge of this committee and that was supporting the communications levy. And we'll also follow up with Wilkesville officials for their fire chief and their department to get their reaction about the passage tonight. So Total Media is a 24/7 organization. We'll have much more on this, but for tonight, I'm going to say goodnight on the radio side, and we'll be back with newspaper coverage and thoughts from all the winners, and especially Sheriff Ryan Kane.
Right. Yeah, we'll follow up, Red, with in-depth reporting in our Saturday edition. And tonight, we'll get the actual votes on our website, thetelegram.news.com, from both Jackson County and Benton County, and also a preliminary story. That story will basically be the substance of a radio report that you'll hear on the newscast tomorrow. And I assume that on Main Street, the Main Street TV morning show that airs at 9 o'clock, one of the segments when we do the news will be, of course, covering these election results. So that's what Total Media has done and will be doing for you. Well, for Jeremiah Shaver, for Hayden Milliken, for Red Thompson Jr., who will soon be heading south on 93, drive carefully, Red. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for listening.